All right, welcome back, everybody. We have a tidal wave of comments that have come in from the viewers. We'll get to those after our next guest adjourns. I should tell you, though, that hour 2 of the RP show is brought to you by Outlaw Communications, where creativity is a way of life, specializing in strategic communications, leadership training, and clear conversational content that motivates your audience. Check them out, and TonyPlater.com is the place to go. Speaking of clear conversational content, that sounds like our next guy, Kenny Nagunst from 806 Sports, Texas. You're on, Kenny. What's up, cowboy?
Hey, how's my buddy?
Hey, it's good. It's a great day for me because our viewers love Jersey Jim and our viewers love you, Kenny. And I'm going to give you the opportunity. Yes, they do. You know that. Don't be humble. 806
No,
Sports.
I don't.
Kenny
No, I don't. I mean, I've been on here 4 or 5 times, and they don't hit me up on my DM at least.
Okay, hit up Kenny Nagunst on his DM and tell him how much you love him, everybody. No, I actually told some people last week. I said, I got to get Kenny on. They're like, oh, we love Kenny. So yeah, I'm going to, before we go any further and talk about Super Bowl 60, I'm going to allow you to do a victory lap, if you want, on your NFL predictions that came true going into the season on this show. And you know the ones. If you need a reminder, I'll remind you. Go ahead.
Okay, so you put me on the spot before the season started, your surprise team of the year. And I'm like, okay, and I'm a Buccaneer fan, think about my division first, and I said the Carolina Panthers, and I got the business from people. That's the one thing I heard from. You're a goofball. That ain't going to happen. They didn't start out so good. I sent you an early message. They pulled a little upset here or there. And it's not really bragging. Did I think they were going to win the division? I had confidence that my Bucs would win that weak division. But they played really well. And I mean, was it a surprise that they won the division? I think that's a surprise pick. The surprise team overall, right? The surprise team maybe overall. New England, I mean, I know they were geared up and like that, but 3 years ago they were, left for dead practically. But Carolina had a more successful season than they thought. That maybe makes a surprise.
Well, you were a lot of people picked the Patriots when I asked that question. Nobody picked Carolina but you, and they ended up hosting a playoff game. So I'll say that. And by the way, if my viewers reached out and called you a goofball, that's a good thing. That's a term of endearment, man. You should be happy about that. I would be.
No,
yeah, exactly.
That's probably what I call myself.
Well, and then the other one was Patrick Mahomes. Now, you said he was the most overrated quarterback in the NFL, and I'm not sure if you still feel that way. I had one viewer say that's the worst take of all time, and they end up missing the playoffs.
Yeah, I picked Denver. I don't get a lot of things. We're not accurate. We're just on our radio program 9 to 11, Monday through Friday. And I said Denver wins that division. The D is back in Denver. We used to call them the Denver Broncos because they had no D. So the Denver Broncos were back. And I said, they're going to win that division. And, they're not even going to get second in the division, talking about the Chiefs. They go, do what? I go, yeah, it'll probably be the Chargers. And what happened? Third place, sitting at home, playing golf. 2 weeks, mailing it in 2 weeks for the season's over.
Mm-hmm.
He's just overrated. I mean, he's barely above 500 in Super Bowls. My whole problem with that is the GOAT conversation. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Jimi Hendrix, one of the best things, but he may have had 3 or 4 bad albums. He had a short career. Mahomes' career is not over yet. And remember, we cover him at Tech. We cover him. I stood right next to him. Didn't think he'd make it in the NFL. I thought he'd get blown up. He had a dad bod, remember? He even made fun of himself. He had a dad bod. I thought, somebody's going to light him up. This ain't Texas Tech. And he survived.
To win 3 Super Bowl, yes. Which, by the way,
and lose 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Tony from Cochrane writes, and he says, "My man Kenny from Texas."
What up, Tony?
For everybody that loves Kenny, you can write in now and give him a little love here.
Thanks,
he's earned it. He's earned it. Well, I do, and I will talk about the Super Bowl 60 matchup with you, but I just want your take on this. Tom Brady is under some fire. Have you seen? He refuses to say who he's cheering for, and he's got his former teammates mad at him for that. I feel like Tom Brady's got a fire on his ass every day that people don't see. They don't realize that. They think it's Tom Brady.
Right.
No, he's under a lot of pressure, and I don't feel he should have to. If he didn't want to say who he's cheering for, he shouldn't have to. What do you think?
I think I have a different take. Are you ready?
Sure.
He wants to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's trying to distance himself from all those troubles they got into. Kraft didn't get first ballot. I mean, sorry, coach don't get first ballot. He's like, I'm a Raider now. Let's not try to tie that in. I know he's still going to be first ballot. We have the legendary Shereen Williams on our program. I don't know who Shereen is. Shereen is one of 50 Hall of Fame voters. She's in the room. She's been on our program since we've been on here for a decade, and she told us about some of the stuff that's going to change. But that's just my shot at Brady, trying to distance himself. He's I mean, he won in Tampa. He didn't win. Our defense won the Super Bowl. He won the regular season with 40 something touchdowns. But our defense, I mean, you could have probably quarterbacked that Super Bowl and won that because it was not. It was such a dominant defensive performance. Just was.
By the way, Brent from Saskatoon writes in. He says, "Kenny's the man." BW from Edmonton says, "Hey, Kenny." So yeah. They're all keep it coming. Keep the love coming in for Kenny. It's a very interesting way of looking at things that you would say that. I'm not going to say that you're wrong. I mean, you just said, "Oh, he's going to get in first ballot." That's what we said about Belichick and Brady, or Belichick and Kraft, right? So there's no guarantee on that.
I agree.
Yeah. No, that's a good take.
Same way with Chris Carter. Remember, Chris Carter should have been Hall of Famer, but somebody held it against him. He was a jerk. Let's be honest, Chris. Heck, hit me up. Call me up. I'm a public figure. You can find me. Chris was a jerk. They made him wait.
Yeah, but he's in.
Baseball
right?
Hall of Fame voters make them wait all the time. I mean, baseball Hall of Famers hold a grudge because, I didn't get an interview. I missed my deadline. 45th game of a 162 game season, yada, yada, yada. The Hall of Fame voters, since there's only like 50 of them or so, usually don't do that.
Well, we're seeing evidence of that now. And people last week brought that up here, comparing football versus baseball Hall of Fame. And they're different, yet the same thing is rearing its head here. I'm going to ask about the Cowboys for a second, just because you're sitting there in West Texas.
Okay.
DeMarcus Lawrence, because the Cowboys are my team. DeMarcus Lawrence left in free agency and said at the time he didn't think he'd ever win in Dallas. So he goes to Seattle, and he's in the Super Bowl first year. How is that not being talked about? I feel like Cowboys media and Dallas media, they either forgot or they're afraid to bring this up.
A combination of both. In Cowboy media, I'm not bad-mouthing Cowboy media, but you kind of got to be toe the line with them. They're kind of that way. They are, they're the king of the NFL. I mean, for someone who doesn't win, you want to watch their Super Bowl, I hope you have the History Channel. I mean, it's just part of it. But I would not be surprised. I'm not surprised by that comment at all. But that's the way they are. I told you, it drew a lot of legs that last time whenever I allegedly took a shot at the Cowboy organization and all that. It's the truth, though. Whoever said that, that's pretty accurate because you don't hear those things. And if you want to win a Super Bowl, you better play for somebody else in the next 2 to 3 years. I remember I'm a Buck fan, but I don't know when they make the Super Bowl. The NFL is tough, and they're so far away. They're so far away. I want to ask you a question. How many media roasts have you ever done? Super Bowl media roasts. I've only done 2. Have you ever done one? And if so, which one was your favorite?
Probably Vegas, but it's a big reason, and LA, but it's the reason why I'm not there is it's a commitment that I wasn't willing to make. Yeah, explain to our viewers how that is. Because it is.
Okay, especially a small company like me. The first Super Bowl that I went to, I just rolled down to Houston. My sister lives down there in Katy. I go down to Houston on road, didn't have a media credential or anything. I walked in there like I owned the place, walked up there and said, I'm checking my media credential. And they said, didn't have one. I sent in, but way too late. And the guy goes, well, hold on just a second, go sit out in the hall. I sat in the floor in the hall out there, and here came everybody to get their media credentials on a Wednesday. Sure enough, he sends me I get an email, come over there. They give me a media credential, and I'm at the Eagles and Patriots, I guess it was, the one where allegedly I adjusted Tom Brady's jersey, which I did not take that jersey. But that Super Bowl, and we didn't have a table. I just walked around and grabbed whoever I could. Got great interviews, just visited with them, held my phone up, had a little microphone like you, professional. We were live on the air and we talked, and then I went on my journey. The other one that I was at Tampa. Came to Tampa for the Super Bowl, which was a mistake, but a mistake. I wanted to come to Tampa. It was a COVID. No one there, Ron. No one. That whole room that had 175 tables, there were four actual tables being used. I got one interview, but it was a nice thing to Tampa.
Yeah.
And not just there was Media Row, but it is fun, but it is a lot of work, especially for the people back there, the productions, because you've got to have somebody sitting there. You got to go work the room, get somebody over there, because you don't have the big name like Rod Pedersen, where you have the international following. You can book people ahead. With little 806 Sports Radio, we're like, hey, you from the blind side, dude, why don't you sit your big, easy to see butt over here and let us talk to you? And that's what we did.
Uh, you'd be surprised. But by the way, this is Kenny Nagunst from 806 Sports Texas. I was a one-man show at Super Bowl, and I
Oh,
realized that
wow.
ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly, right?
Mm-mm,
So,
mm-mm.
by the way, I was just in Tampa on the weekend for the NHL outdoor game, the most watched
Wow.
NHL regular season game ever. And I will just say this: I'm walking around Tampa with my guy Brent, Chris, and RJ, and I'm looking around going, imagine being Tom Brady and being a legend in two towns, Boston and Tampa.
And probably going to be a legend over in Vegas if he makes them relevant at all.
It's
At
going to take a
all. He
lot of
just
work.
got to make them 500. I know he can make them 500. You win 10 over there, second in the division, you're going to be a legend over there
Yeah.
because they're
Well, they're
desperate
going to.
for it. If you do anything like the hockey team, like the Golden Knights, you have any of that success, you'll be a legend over there. They'll build a statue and put you one out there. We're not going to build one in Tampa and put him there. You had 1 or 2 years, but they build a statue over in Vegas.
Well, we're at it. Do you think Fernando Mendoza will lead them to the promised land?
I think he should have came back for a year. I think he's making a mistake. I mean, he's going to lose money. I know you want to be an NFL quarterback, going to be the number one pick, yada yada yada. With the rookie cap, he ain't going to make any money. He'll get paid. He'll get endorsements. He wasn't getting paid, getting endorsements where he was. He'd be the man. Could you imagine if he went undefeated back to back and won the national championship again in little old Indiana? Allegedly used to be a basketball school. I understand the injuries; you can get hurt anywhere. But I would have told him, come back. But we'll find out. I mean, he's going to. I hope they get him some linemen where he don't get beat up because they're going
Yeah,
to
of
throw
course.
him right to the fire. They're going to put him out there.
By the way, again, the gentleman on the air with me with a Texas accent that you couldn't even cut with a chainsaw is Kenny Nagunst from 806 Sports in Amarillo, Texas. You are a hockey fan and you
I
are a
am.
Pittsburgh Penguins fan. And as we are
Mm-hmm.
on the cusp of the Olympic break, the Penguins are one of the greatest stories in the NHL this year. You're obviously
Second place
following your
right
team.
now. Second
Yeah.
place. Second place in our division. Who knew? We were like fifth or sixth. But that's hockey. It's why we love it, right, Rod? I mean, you can get on a little roll. You can go 7 of 2, and then next thing you know, you can be an 8 seed. And we talked about it on the air today. How many 8 seeds or how many wild cards have ever won championships? You do it in football, I think 6 or 7 of them. A few baseball teams have won it. Never been a basketball team with that kind of 8 that beats a 1. But in hockey, you can do that. You get the dude between the pipes standing on his head, glove working and everything. You can roll. You can have all the stars in the world, but if you can't score, you're not going to win. And that goalie can make the difference, and that's what can happen. The goalie can get hot and get them through. And so I'm excited about my Penguins. I'm glad. I'm glad more than anything. And I don't like them, but I like the Detroit Red Wings. Them being relevant is very important for the sport
Yeah,
because
it's
they've
funny you
been
say
this.
that. Yeah, they've been bad for a while. It's not good.
They've been on a milk carton. You couldn't find the Detroit Red Wings for the last 10 years.
Yeah, where have they been? Exactly. Well, hey, I want to
Exactly.
bring it back because I said we're
Okay.
obviously going to talk about Super Bowl. Um, the line I don't believe has changed.
Four and a
Seahawks by
half.
4.5. Yeah. And we're going to have Johnny Avello with us tomorrow from DraftKings. He is their chief odds maker out of Vegas, Johnny Avello. And we'll talk about the game more with him. Do you go along with that? How do you think this game's going to go?
I say you play both of them. Take the points and play the money line. I think that either New England either wins the game or they get beat by 10. That would be my prediction. New England's going to win that game. Seattle. If Seattle gets out ahead in a hurry, yeah. If I was New England, I'd take the ball if you get a chance. Take the ball, score, slow them down because they've been putting up 30 or 40. Man, New England hasn't scored 35 in the 2 games they've had, let alone. But their defense is playing well. But you can't let Seattle get ahead of you. Get that stuff they put up 30, 40 against San Francisco. Those numbers they're putting up. Sooner or later, when you're scoring 30 or 40, you're going to get 14, 20. So you've got to get ahead of them. It could be 14 points by Seattle, or an outright New England victory. If I'm telling you what I think, what am I making my pick tomorrow on the radio? Yeah, we'll do it about 5 minutes till 11 Central. But I can see where the money is. I just bet it both ways. Try to hit a lick. I mean, so you get beat by two, you cover your bets. You know what I mean? But if you win the game outright, now you're scored big time.
Well, there are the tangibles, and I would like to think that turnovers will decide the game and line play, obviously, but there are intangibles because it's not just another football game, right?
No, it is not.
No, the TV timeouts are longer. There's a longer halftime. It's just different. It's different. And what do you think the intangibles are in this game that could turn the game and maybe create an upset?
The officials. I don't like it, but
Ooh.
the officials, man, they cannot be idiots like they have been. NFL, don't be mad at me. Pay those guys full time, whatever you got to do. I don't know how much more you can train them, but we have people on. We have people on. Dean Blandino, we have him on with his officials on my radio program, and they got to get it right. I mean, baseball, 162 games, they're worried about a 14-1 victory in that nearly victory in the eighth. They're over there taking 5 minutes to find out if a dude got it slid into second. The NFL, being the king, should make sure they get every call correctly. Who doesn't want more NFL? It's about to be over. Why can't they take 10 more minutes to make every broadcast longer to get it correct? Because you can, because you have cameras everywhere. Sorry, referee. You don't. If you miss a defensive interference or something, somebody ought to tell you. That's the way I
It would
look
be
at it. They got to fix that stuff. But
it
I
would be
hope the officials aren't the story.
Yeah, it would be terrible if the game came down to a call. And there have been calls, right? Bad
Mm-hmm.
calls in Super Bowls that haven't necessarily changed the outcome of a game, but that were bad. So you're right. You hate to think. Well, and it's funny too. Think of this, that Super Bowl that I was at. We only got 2 minutes left here, but it was in Vegas. They're going overtime, and Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers coach, forgets the overtime rules are different in the playoffs than the regular season. Right? That's a
And his whole
small thing
staff.
that was
Somebody should have reminded. Somebody should have reminded him too. I understand he's the head coach, all that yada yada yada. But you got a whole bunch of people in your ears. Fix.
last
See if you fix
thing.
some things. Go ahead.
BW in Edmonton says that when is Rod heading to Amarillo to do a show with Kenny? Oh, it's going to happen. We've guaranteed it.
No, it's
You had your mom at a Chinese food restaurant recently that I think that I would
an
kind of like
Asian
to check
restaurant.
out.
An Asian restaurant. Yeah, an Asian restaurant.
It was amazing. Was it as good as it looked?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculously. I know they're a partner, but whether they pay us or not, it's the if you want to be able to eat and still take a carry out that's big as your meal, that's where you go. I
What
mean,
is
our
it?
friends over there, they're great people. It's Taste of Thai is the name of their place. And it is.
Ooh.
It's Thai food. Yeah, it's mainly Thai food. Are you a spicy Asian
Yep.
food, or are you kind of mild? They don't
Oh,
challenge them guys because these are real cooks that really. I speak some Laotian, and I go in the back and talk to a few of those guys. And don't go in there, and don't go in there and challenge them to make you something that you don't think you will enjoy. You'll still enjoy it, but it's delicious, huge portions. The egg rolls are amazing, and it's my mom. And
yeah.
she loves it.
Well, tell your mom I see where you, Kenny, get your good looks. I saw that after you
Yeah,
posted that
I
to
appreciate that.
Facebook. There ain't no
Well,
doubt
that's
about that.
might not be a compliment. My mom has the face for radio now. You just said.
Kenny, enjoy Super Bowl
Oh wait,
60.
I got
Let's
my own
do it
bell.
again.
I got my own bell.
Hey,
I got
I
my own
like
bell
it.
in my
Hey,
own
it's catching
studio.
on. It's
Yeah,
catching on.
yeah.
Okay,
No,
man.
I've had it for a while though.
Enjoy the game.
Thanks, Rob. I
Hey,
love you. I love
say
your
hey to your mom for
producer.
me.
I appreciate it. Y'all go get them.
All right.
Go Bucks.
Kenny Nagunst, go Bucks. He says, they're not playing, Kenny. We'll be back on the Silver State Sports Entertainment Network across Nevada and Game Plus TV.